Hello, everyone. Welcome to chapter 200 on my RLDR Custom Creations YouTube channel. It is the weekend edition, and man, do I have something weird planned for you today. So, if you want to see what that is, you know what to do. All you need to do is stay tuned. Well, yes, I've hit video 200. To be honest with you, I didn't ever realize I would get here. I didn't think that was going to be a possibility. Um, for the 200th video, I've got something a little different planned. Um, some of the channels that I watch, in fact, most of them, will every once in a while do what they call a live stream. So, what a live stream is, for those of you who are relatively new to YouTube, what a live stream is when the content creator or the channel creator can interact with people who subscribe or people who tune in, and they log in on their computers. And the way I believe it works is their questions kind of scroll down the side of the screen of the host's computer, and they'll read questions off of there and answer them. Well, I don't think my channel is big enough to do a live stream, but I thought the question and answer format might be a really good way to handle video 200. So I guess this is my first non-live live stream, if that makes any sense. So uh, this is mostly designed, I think, to help people who are just starting a YouTube channel, or they're thinking of getting into it and aren't sure what to do. Not that I'm a how-to channel for that yet, because I I still don't know what to do on this channel. So, but anyway, I think that's kind of what we do, what we're going to do today. So I wrote up, I think there are 10 questions here. I've actually thought of a couple more since I wrote this down this afternoon. And I think we're just going to get started here, and I'll read the question and the answer. And for me, it's been a good self reflection. This is a habit from my teaching career where I think if you're a good teacher, you're always looking at where you can improve what you're doing. And since I have so much room for improvement in this, I'm kind of looking forward to doing this. And if you'd like to make comments in the comments section, by all means, go ahead. But these are my ramblings and the way I see things as of what is it today? The 13th of December. It's Saturday, 2025. And we're just going to go ahead. So, yeah, this is my uh, what is it? My non-live live stream. Yeah. Okay, let's get started. All right. The first question I would ask to any channel is, what are your channel statistics? Okay. Well, to answer that, I went into the analytics on my channel, and as of what did I say today was December 13th, 2025. I have 716 subscribers. In the last year, I've had 38,800 views, and I'm at about 3,000 watch time hours for the year. So, what does that mean? That means I have a ways to go to be monetized. Yeah, we're not there yet. Um, my channel started on January 1st, 2024. So I've been at this almost 2 years. And sometimes I get discouraged about the lack of subscribers and stuff like that. I think it shows through in my videos. I apologize for that. When I look at some other channels and a few people that I watch, they seem to think this is pretty normal. So, anyway, uh, that is kind of the first question. Yeah, I'm a ways away from being monetized yet, so but we'll keep working on it. Okay. The next question is, what is the subject of your channel? Well, okay, that's another complicated one. I would have to say, if I needed to summarize what my channel's about, it's about retirement living. Really, that's what it is. This is the way I've chosen to spend my retirement. No, we're not going to be on cruises. This isn't going to be a travel channel. I joke with people every once in a while that my shop here is my cruise ship. That's the way it is. This is something I've planned for my whole life, and it's something I'm going to do. Now, unfortunately, I don't think the algorithm is picking that part of my channel up. I think I'm confusing the algorithm. Uh, I might be a woodworking channel. I might be a machining or welding channel. I might be a renovations channel. And I might be, what's the other one I do? Anyway, it's confusing. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons my stuff isn't getting out there, because I maybe have confused the algorithm. And when I mention the algorithm like I know what's going on, please don't assume that. I know nothing. I just know that when I shoot video and I edit it and I put it up, it shows up on the TV in my shop a minute or two after I put it up, and I watch it and I think, okay, that's then we move on to the next one. I really don't know much about YouTube, considering I've been contributing to it for 2 years. Um, yeah, I'm basically a shop person, and I like renovating, and I like building things. So maybe that's more the what my channel is about. It's building things. It's being involved in a process. It's teaching. There's all kinds of things. Although I haven't brought the teaching part into my channel at all because of privacy concerns with my students. So that part of my life you don't get to see at all. But other than that, it's pretty much what you see is what you get. I made a joke at coffee time again today. If you want to watch, you want to see truth on YouTube, mine's the only channel. I'm sorry. Now I know there are others, but yeah, it's this is happening, and it's real. Okay. How much time do you put into your channel every week? Oh, that's a really good question. I've I've tried to find a balance, but I haven't found it yet. Um, to be honest with you, I'm a little busier in retirement than I'd planned to be. Now, I would guess, I don't really keep track. I would guess that I'm probably, to put 2 videos out a week, I'm probably investing about 4 days. So maybe about 32 hours, give or take. Some more, some less. There are videos that I've come into the shop in the morning and they've been posted by the end of the day. But that's the exception, not the rule. Usually, if I'm doing stages or whatever, it happens over multiple days. Yeah, it's time consuming. And that's where I have a dilemma. I am not going to spend time uh, doing something with no reward when I can take my time and do something with a reward. So you have to, even though yeah, my goal is to get monetized, but why? And that's important. We'll answer that a little later. But you have to make sure that you're putting into it what you're comfortable with. Maybe that's the best way to answer that. But yeah, I would say on average, I'm probably spending about 2 days per video. So, and considering I'm not getting anything for it, that's quite a bit of time. That's quite a bit. Um, would more spending more time make your channel more successful? I don't think so. Well, first of all, okay, let me explain this. Now, I'm not just creating YouTube content. I'm renovating our house as well all the time, and I'm teaching classes most of the time. I've got 2 afternoons a week where I'm teaching classes. So realistically, by the time I prep on Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday mornings, that teaching actually occupies about 3 days of the week. And would I cancel a class to invest in my YouTube stuff? Not a chance. I generate income with my classes. My classes are why I get to do the work in my shop that I get to do, and there's no way. Now, if YouTube was paying as much as my teaching was, then it might be different. But right now, no. I don't think spending more time creating content would make a dramatic difference. And I'm just not prepared to do it at any rate. So it becomes basically a kind of a rewards, I benefit reward slash thing. Like, I don't know. I don't think it would make a big difference. Uh, okay, and we're over to the next page already. Yeah, I don't want this video to go on forever either. Okay, this is a good question. I thought of it myself. Okay, what equipment do you use to have your channel function? Okay, well, the main camera, the only camera I use is the one on my phone. I have an iPhone 13. No, I'm not up to the latest generation of iPhone because I don't know, I just don't think it's necessary. Plus, it's expensive. So I have an iPhone 13, and the first 7, 8 months of my channel, I shot with an iPhone 8. And you know what? Those cameras are good, really good. In fact, a friend of mine who is involved in Turning Club, when I started doing YouTube videos 2 years ago, he came up to me and one day and said, "You know what?" He says, "Use your camera." He's a professional video editor, and he doesn't use any fancy uh, fancy phones like action phones or action cameras or any of that stuff. He shoots everything with his iPhone. And if it's good enough for a professional video editor, it's good enough for me. And when I watch things on my big screen TV in the shop from my camera, I think that the picture quality is excellent. The problem with it is the sound, and then we're going to get to that. Okay, so iPhone 13, previously iPhone 8. I have two Princess Auto tripods. One main one, which I'm using right now. It's a really, really good, sturdy tripod. I think I paid $15 for it. I have two handhelds. I like these a lot better than just holding the camera because you never know when you move around and all of a sudden your fingers blocking the camera. So I have two of these. I think the reason I have two is because I bought one, misplaced it, and rather than look a long time for it, went and bought another one. And then, of course, I found the original one. Okay, I have a selfie stick. I never use it. I don't like using the selfie stick. I haven't used it for a long time. It seems to me, if I remember correctly, uh, processing the video on an iPhone from a selfie stick, there's a problem with it. And I forget what it is. But I try not to use the I like to use the main camera. The camera that shoots my face when I'm looking at the camera. I don't like using that one because, yeah, there's something extra step I have to do in editing to use that video, and I don't like to do that. So I have a selfie stick. I almost never use it. Uh, Basically, my sound stuff, and that's where the problem is. And my professional editing uh, my professional video editing friend warned me of this early in the days of my channel. He said, "Sound will be your biggest challenge," and man, was he ever right. It sound video's easy. It's sound that's tough, and I haven't been spending a lot of money. I buy these little kits This is the one that I retired a few videos ago because it wasn't working consistently. But I think I paid $15 for this set. The one I'm using now, I think I paid $30 for, but it's very much like this one. I think it's this one I just paid more for it. Um, but yeah, sound is the issue, and that is a big problem. The other sound related thing that I have is this microphone for doing voiceovers. So, and this is a new one. I just bought this a couple weeks ago because my old one, the cabling broke to it. And rather than fix it, I just bought another one. Again, I think it's, oh boy, $25 or so at Walmart. So I'm not spending a lot of money because I'm not making any money. So that's the key. The other thing that I have is this is a 2 gig backup drive where I archive the episodes that I've created. So this is channel one to who knows how many because I haven't filled it yet. But I need to order another one because I believe, especially at 2 videos a week, if I leave that all on my computer, it's going to be a problem. I have a bunch of other equipment that I never use. I have light stands, I have diffusers, I have a green screen, I have everything you could use for taking good quality pictures. But I find that I don't really need it in here. The video is good enough. Lighting, I'm not that concerned about. And if it becomes a problem, I have it. Now, I didn't buy that for my YouTube channel. I bought that when I was trying to take high quality pictures of student work for the Saskatchewan Craft Council website, which we were a member of the Craft Council for a while when I taught. So that's why I have all that stuff, but I could use it for video as well. My computer, I bought my computer at Costco and I made the mistake of not buying the extra warranty. And I've had some, I think it's speaker trouble. I don't know what it is, but I've had it. I sent it away once and they fixed it and it started doing it again. And this time it's off warranty. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. But it's an Asus Toughbook, I think, is what it is. It's a good computer. I don't know. The newer computers aren't as good as the older ones, in my opinion. I only have two USB ports. There's just not enough accessory space on it, and that's the way it is. It's not a cheap computer. I kind of a middle of the road one, but anyway, it works. And the only problem I have with it is the sound gets very crackly, and it makes it really hard to edit. So I have a Bluetooth speaker that I use now, which helps, but there's always a little lag between your voice and the Bluetooth. So anyway, I make do. Uh, with that, I'm going to include software in here as well. And the software I use is a free program. It was on my laptop, and it's called Clipchamp. So, and you know what? It's very much like, oh, now I forget the name of it. Microsoft used to have a video processing or editing, uh, very basic editing platform. Uh, oh, jeepers, 10 years ago. I remember shooting some videos to teach with, and it was very simple. And this is very much like it. It's basically the claw hammer of editing software. It's not fancy. It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles, but to me, it gets the job done, and it's not costing me anything. So the only thing I find a little bit frustrating at times with whether it's my iPhone or the more the iPhone than the Clipchamp, there are sometimes they change things and they never bother asking you if you want it changed or not. Like I just did an update on my phone and everything's different. Like the way it operates is different. And I find that really frustrating because I'm not a 13-year-old with 5 hours of class time, 5 days a week to figure out my phone and play with it. I pick it up, I hit a button, I want what I had. because I need that to be consistent in my business. But I don't get that from iPhone because I bought the phone, but it's not really mine. So we may make some changes with that in the future. But getting back to the editing software, to get started, Clipchamp is good enough and it's free because my main thing is I don't want to be spending a whole lot of money on this and, until it generates income, if it ever does. So my goal is very much a pragmatic business approach. You need to keep expenses to a minimum while you play with this. I mean, if all of a sudden things would go viral and I'd have videos that took off and all of a sudden I was at 100,000 subscribers or something, yeah, then I'd maybe subscribe to a music platform or whatever, and away we go. But I'm not there. So I think unless I forgot something, that's all the equipment that I use. And I'm just looking around. Maybe my memory will be jogged into remembering something I forgot. Now, I think I got it all. The important stuff, anyway. Uh, the next question: would spending more on my equipment uh, make my channel more successful? Again, no, I don't think so. I think, yeah, there are things that you can obviously do with your videos to be more YouTube friendly. However, unless you're doing something like if I was doing taking my motorcycle and jumping over the North Saskatchewan River, which is just a few miles from us, uh, that would probably, if I crashed, it would even do better. But if you're doing something stupid and life threatening, or you're a 16-year-old and you're a video game whiz and you figured out all the shortcuts to Call of Duty or whatever games there are. I have no idea what kind of games are out there, nor do I care. Those channels tend to take off quickly. But if you're doing an average, um, like for me, what does an old fogey do at the end of the trail type of video, or channel, no, you're going to have to pay your dues, and that's what I'm doing now. And all small channels, I know a couple of other people that have small channels, and they're all going through exactly the same thing. I don't think it matters. Some of them have a lot better tech than I do. They're filming everything in 4K. Everything I do is uploaded in 1080p, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, in my opinion. So no, I don't think spending more would help. Um, what would you consider are the correct number of videos per week? Well, okay, I've decided for me two is the correct number. Now, when you're starting a channel, you need to establish a presence. You need to have videos posted regularly. There are a lot of videos or a lot of channels out there that post one video a week. I follow numbers of them. And one video a week seems to be good because that's enough to let your audience know that you're serious. Now, I watch one channel, and I started following them when I was quite sick in end of 2018, 2019. And I watched a lot of YouTube when I was recovering. And I joked with my students when I returned to teaching that I had watched all of YouTube, and at the end, there was just a picture of Bill Gates waving goodbye. So anyway, um, but I started following this one British car restoration channel. These guys were restoring a Mini, and I used to own a Mini, so I was really interested in that. And they did great videos. The production, the technical, these guys are smart cookies, and it's wonderful video, but they were regular for a while, and then all of a sudden I just never heard of them anymore. They weren't really publishing any videos. And now lately, and this would have been 2019 when they started that car, it's now 2025, and they just posted a video, was it a month ago or a couple weeks ago? And they're still working on the car. Like it 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 gets to a point where it's too long. There's too long a space with nothing. So I think if you're starting a channel, whether you're uploading a one video a week, two videos a week, three videos a week, five videos a week, one guy I follow does a video almost every day. That consistency, I think, is what your followers are looking for. So for me right now, it's two a week, but I've toyed with the idea of going back to one, but I'd like to be a little more successful before I do that. So anyway, so whatever you decide to do and you start your channel, just make sure you're consistent. If you're going to do a video a week, post every week. Okay. Jim Sprague, a wonderful turner out of New Brunswick, Canada, uh, does epoxy turning and does cool stuff. And he shoots a video every week, and it's always epoxy turning. So he has been very successful. Cool channel. Check it out if you're into that. Okay. Next question. How do you decide what is a worthy video? Well, okay. Maybe some of you are saying, oh, none of his videos are worthy. But okay, that would be mean. Uh, okay, one of the things that helped me is uh, because of a dare from a friend 25 years ago, I got into writing. Yeah, I know it's a strange story. But basically, for the last 20 years, I've been writing a column for the Saskatchewan Woodworkers Guild. In fact, if you go to the Saskatchewan Woodworkers Guild website, uh, my column now appears on that website. I'm still writing, but I got used to looking for content every month. Well, now that's just on steroids. Now I need to come up with content two times a week. Excuse me. It's time. Hydration. That hit the spot. Um, Basically, since my channel is about what I'm doing as a retired teacher, pretty much everything I do is content. There are things that I don't do. Um, my family is never in a video. Sheila might shoot a little bit, but she really doesn't want to be in a video, so that's fine. I haven't shot any video of my grandkids. That to me is kind of off limits. Um, my students, I won't shoot video of my students. But other than that, when I'm renovating, like I did the bathroom last year, I did the hallway this year. Um, my grandkids' clubhouse and the lumber storage underneath, I've done that. Basically, I do few things every week that are content. So sometimes I have to look a little harder, and sometimes I do things differently than I normally would have done them because of content requirements. Like, for example, my OSB cabinet at the back of the shop there, that hasn't progressed lately because I did what I needed to get to use it, and then now I moved on. But I will come back to it, and there will be a time when I'll take and finish off two or three projects that I started a year ago. So it'll happen. But yeah, you have to start looking at what you do as how can I make this into content that somebody might be interested in. Now, if you're like Jim Sprague and you're a epoxy turner, well, hey, then it's just coming up with new epoxy turning projects, and he does a really good job with that. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's flip over to the next page. We're coming down to the end here. Uh, the next question is, do I enjoy creating content for YouTube? Okay, that's a tough one. Yes and no. How's that for a non-answer? Yes, it's fun most of the time. it pushes me. It's helping me learn things and do things, and it reminds me that. And I've always felt this, like you're never too old to do creative things. Um, I know a lot of the woodworkers, turners that I kind of grew up with, and they're my age and older. And I still really respect them. I respect their skills. They still have skills, serious skills, skills I'd only dream of having. So that part is really good. The no part comes from when you're you're trying to grow a channel and you're watching it and you're doing the best you can, and your subscriber count is static, like nothing's happening. Uh, you get negative comments. I'm not there yet. My channel isn't generating enough um, interest to have any negativity. So I have two or three people that comment on a regular basis, and I don't, two of them I don't know, one of them I know well, but they all seem to be really nice people. Um, I think what would be nice, if it what would happen is, if a guy, maybe you can find out, I just don't have any time to do the research, but finding the channels that have fewer than 1,000 subscribers, and if all of us would get together and start watching our other friend or other people's content, we could soon have a lot of these channels get past that 1,000 subscriber mark, and I think that would be good. There's a couple channels. There's a couple channels that I watch, but one in particular that I've enjoyed lately is a channel called The Profile Corner, and I tell you, if you want to see, I like his channel intro. It's one of the best I've ever seen. When you look at that wall behind him, and I think last I counted, there were somewhere around 20 routers on the wall there. That is my kind of person. So it's cool. Like you get to see uh, other people's priorities, and other people, they've taken a different branch on their woodworking journey, and to see where that leads them. I'm fascinated by that. So I really quite enjoy the Profiled Corner. So check that channel out as well when you're searching for some YouTube to watch. And I'd encourage you, find some of those channels that are just starting out. As one thing that annoys me with many of the channels that I've watched over the years is now they're successful, and they're big. They're generating, they've got millions of subscribers. They're generating huge money from this, and they buy everything in sight. One channel I started watching many years ago, and it was fun to watch how the lack of finance was guiding his decisions, and how he would be creative and get around a lot of that stuff. And now he's successful. That channel, every time I turn on a video of his, there's a new piece of equipment on his yard. And I'm sorry, I'm tired of that. I can watch, and I'm not saying he didn't earn it. Don't get me wrong there, but I don't know. It's just that's time to change, and for me, it's time to move on. Then so, and that's what I've done. Um, yeah. So when the lack of growth happens, and there would be some negativity, yeah, that would be where it would start to be frustrating, or inadvertently have something on your channel that's copyrighted and have YouTube shut you down or something. I don't know. Those are all things that would be a serious bummer. But anyway, so yeah, but for the most part, I enjoy what we're doing, and I'm basically, I've talked about money a lot today, but I think when you start this, you have to look at money as being secondary. um, what am I getting out of this channel besides the money? Well, um, I think what it is for me it's a challenge. I like the challenge, so I it keeps me going. It keeps me sharp. Um, it's an archive of work that I've done. Then someday, who knows? Maybe my grandkids will look at it and say, "Hey, that old guy wasn't so bad after all." I don't know. Um, but if your goal is just financial, um, I think it would be a little more depressing to go as slow as I've been going. Um, the other thing, what was I going to say quickly here yet? This is getting longer than I'd like it to. Hmm, can't think of it. Maybe it'll be something I'll think of later. Okay, the last question. Um, what advice would you give to new YouTubers? Well, I still consider myself a new YouTuber, so um, yeah, and the first point ties in nicely with what I was talking about just a second ago. Um, make sure your reasons for doing this are not just purely financial, okay, especially at the beginning. Once you get going, maybe that can become a goal, but at the beginning, uh, the one thing you don't want to do is quit. And so stay away from things that might make you quit. Um, yeah. The other thing I was going to say is there are some people that have used their YouTube channel as marketing for other things. So they're making money, but it's not from AdSense. It's from uh, generating sales or whatever. So anyway, that I just needed to include that. Uh, another thing I would say is when you're starting out, there are lots of people that are trying to sell you things to make your channel better. Don't buy any of them. I'm serious. Run your channel as cheaply as you can at first. Don't buy anything until you know you're going to be in this, you're going to have some level of success. Then go moderately. Okay, don't go whole hog. Um, you have to have a pretty thick skin for this. Um, the first time you see yourself on video, you're going to think, oh my goodness, what is this doofus doing? Because I know that's what I thought when I saw myself. And I stood in front of people my whole career and talked, but somehow it's different when it's on tape and it's you. So have a thicker skin. There are people that are going to say hurtful things, and you need to be prepared for that. And you need to not let that derail you. Okay, this is you're in it for you. You're not in it for anybody else. One of the channels that I watch, I still watch him. Um, a video he did about 2 years ago says he never even bothered reading the comments because he had figured out somehow through his analytics that um, that wasn't really where his views were coming from, if that makes any sense, from answering comments. So he just quit. And then he can do what he wants, and a channel can go the direction he wants instead of self-proclaimed know-it-alls giving you advice that they probably don't have a channel anyway. So yeah, have a thick skin. Um, my advice, um, there's a lot of talk on YouTube now about censorship and things like that, and I would encourage you if you're starting a channel, unless you're prepared to go to battle and you feel it's important that you get the word out there, uh, have a retirement channel or a wood turning channel or a sewing channel or something non-controversial, because as a friend of mine found out, your channel can be canceled at any time for basically no reason. So it would be frustrating for, like, say, for myself to now be 2 years and 200 videos in, and then to have my channel taken off the air. So, yeah, stick to a good topic, like something I would say non-controversial. Uh, don't get into politics or anything like that. Like I've had channels that I just quit watching because all of a sudden they were the kings of the world and they could fix everything. Well, sorry. I know enough about politics and history to know that that isn't true. So I just quit watching them. My advice to you, if you're going to start a YouTube channel, is do something you're going to enjoy. The advice that was given to me many, many years ago, and it's kind of, oh, I don't know, it's almost a cliche. It's used so often. Basically, for your career, choose something you enjoy, and you'll never work a day in your life. That's what I had with with teaching in the public school system. That I really believe was what I was supposed to do, and I had a great time doing it. I had so much fun. We built all kinds of cool stuff and challenging kids to step up and do great work. We had kids building acoustic guitars and toboggans and skateboards and longboards and all kinds of stuff that nobody thought that we could build. And a lot of this stuff I developed before the internet. So I had a great time. The 32 years I taught went by in a heartbeat. Other than a blip for my health, a motorcycle accident, COVID, and the odd frustrating central office person, my career was awesome. So, and if you can do that with your YouTube ventures, try to keep things in perspective, do the best you can, and like I say, have a thick skin. Try not to let people who know next to nothing tell you what to do. So anyway, I think that's about all the questions that I had. I know I'll think of more stuff after, but this is getting longer already than I wanted it to get. Um, yeah, for video 201, we'll kind of return to our normal programming. I just felt I needed to do this. Like, to me, self-reflection is important. I think no matter what you do in life, you need to take time to stop and evaluate. Where have you been? How did you get here? How are you going to get to the next step? So with that in mind, yeah, Christmas is coming quickly here. I will have an announcement about the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Sorry, I was thinking something else here for a second. I haven't really prepared this, and I was going to make an announcement on my 200th video, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a heads up, that's all. Right now, it looks like the prize for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway will be a very cool electric guitar. That's what I'm thinking of doing. So anyway, I think the way that draw is going to work, I'm going to look at my list of public subscribers. Well, that's the only thing I have an accurate record of. And yeah, I may fill out a piece of paper and fold it and put it in a bowl and do it like I did the 500 subscriber giveaway. But I think that's what I'm hoping to do. So I'll keep you more in the loop of that. I haven't ordered parts yet. I've wanted to the last 3 evenings in a row. I don't know, something just told me not to. So, but I think we're going to go ahead and order some parts. And I'm not going to give you any details about the guitar yet because I want that to be a surprise. So anyway, I think that's all I've got to say to you. Thank you for listening to this. It's way longer than I wanted it to be, but I think for those of you that are thinking of starting, this is kind of important. And that's about all. So please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. If you have been, yeah, please subscribe. And have a really good rest of the weekend. And we will see you on the weekly edition, probably Thursday. All right, take care. We'll see you